Boxing has been one of the world's oldest and most controversial sports. It is celebrated for its history, discipline, and entertainment value, yet criticized for its brutality, health risks, and moral implications. The debate over whether boxing should be banned has been ongoing for decades, and both sides present strong arguments. Arguments in favor of banning boxing. 1. Health risks and brain damage. One of the strongest arguments against boxing is the undeniable risk of severe, long-term health problems. Boxers frequently suffer from concussions, traumatic brain injuries, and chronic traumatic encephalopathy (CTE). These conditions can lead to memory loss, depression, dementia, and even premature death. Unlike other contact sports, boxing's primary objective is to physically harm the opponent, often by targeting the head, which makes brain injury almost inevitable over time. 2. Ethical and moral concerns. Critics argue that boxing essentially promotes violence as entertainment. Unlike sports where injury is an unintended risk, in boxing, the aim is to incapacitate the opponent, often through repeated blows to the head and body. This raises ethical questions about whether society should endorse a sport that thrives on the deliberate infliction of harm. 3. Fatalities and long-term consequences. Throughout boxing history, numerous athletes have died in the ring or from injuries sustained during a match. Even modern safety measures such as protective gloves, referees, and medical supervision have not eliminated fatalities. Beyond deaths, many retired boxers live with long-term disabilities, chronic pain, and financial struggles due to careers cut short by injuries. 4. Negative social influence. Some argue that glorifying boxing promotes violent behavior in society. Young people who idolize professional fighters may come to believe that physical aggression is a legitimate way to resolve conflict. This, critics say, can have a damaging cultural impact, particularly in communities already struggling with violence. Arguments against banning boxing. 1. Personal freedom and choice. Supporters argue that adults should have the freedom to choose whether to participate in boxing, fully aware of its risks. Many professions carry inherent dangers, such as firefighting, construction, or military service, yet they are not banned. If an individual willingly accepts the risks of boxing, critics say it should not be prohibited. 2. Discipline, skill, and fitness. Boxing is not merely about brute force. It requires discipline, strategy, agility, and endurance. Many boxers describe the sport as a way of life that promotes self-control, resilience, and respect. For countless young athletes, especially in disadvantaged communities, boxing has provided structure, mentorship, and an escape from poverty and crime. 3. Economic and cultural importance. Boxing is a global industry worth billions of dollars, generating income for athletes, trainers, promoters, broadcasters, and local economies. Major fights attract millions of viewers worldwide, making it one of the most commercially valuable sports. Furthermore, boxing has deep cultural roots, producing legends such as Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Manny Pacquiao, whose influence extends beyond the sport. 4. Safety improvements and regulations. While risks remain, modern boxing has introduced numerous safety measures, including weight classes, protective gear, medical checks, strict refereeing, and limitations on match duration. Advocates argue that banning boxing would simply push it underground into unregulated spaces, making it far more dangerous for participants. Instead, the focus should be on strengthening regulations and medical support. Striking a balance. Rather than a total ban, some suggest reforms that would reduce the dangers of boxing while preserving its positive aspects. Proposals include stricter medical examinations, improved concussion protocols, limiting headshots, shorter careers, and better financial support for retired fighters. Additionally, promoting amateur boxing, which emphasizes skill, fitness, and point scoring over knockouts, could make the sport safer while retaining its competitive nature. Conclusion. The debate over banning boxing is ultimately a clash between personal freedom and public safety. Critics emphasize the severe health consequences, ethical concerns, and fatalities, while supporters highlight the values of discipline, opportunity, and personal choice. While banning boxing entirely might protect athletes from harm, it would also strip away their right to pursue a sport that has cultural, economic, and personal significance. A more balanced approach may lie in stricter safety measures, better education about risks, and greater support for athletes during and after their careers. Boxing may never shed its violent nature, but it continues to capture the fascination of millions. Whether it should be banned remains a deeply divisive question, one that forces society to weigh the costs of entertainment against the value of human life and freedom.